Since 2011, when the NOFAP movement kicked off, men all over the world have paused charming their cobras for a second to wait with patience until they obtain various superpowers. Not like ones that superheroes in comic books get, but real ones, like the ability to talk to other people. But the question we're going to answer today is, what times does NOFAP benefit kicks in? Well, day 1 to 5 is all about madness and temptation. Like when you finally rage quit, constantly nut busting and delete your entire porn stash, claiming to be a free man, and then you realise it's only in your recycle bin. Day 5 to 77, honestly, is just boring. No cool superhero powers yet. You're just a normal, boring human being, but you wank less. Day 77 is when things start to get lit. You might not be able to fully see through brick walls or concrete floors yet. That usually comes around day 86. But you should at least be able to see into people's sheds, which is cool if you're a garden tool enthusiast. Day 94 is usually when the psychic powers kick in, which means you'll know what your friend's dog is thinking about your friend and how little people are actually thinking about you, which is simultaneously depressing and freeing. By day 155, that's when things start to get weird, right? Because you gain the ability to move objects with your mind. Just first, like little coins and stuff, you'll be able to flick them across the table with your eyes. But eventually you'll be able to cook a whole stir fry just by thinking about it. Day 240 is what you've all been waiting for, right? Teleportation. No more surprise charges from budget airlines. Just click your heels together and say NOFAP Thanos 3 times and boom, you're on a beach in Bermuda. 265, you can go Jesus mode and walk on water. Day 300, you'll be able to levitate and walk through walls, which really commands admiration and respect at house parties. So if you're running out of conversation ideas or want to backpedal from accidentally bringing up Bitcoin or socialism, you can always whip one of those out of the bag. Day 572 is usually when the interdimensional knowledge funnel opens up and it beams the entire knowledge of the universe into your brain, which it actually hurts because it's really hard to fit in there and it kind of presses up against the inside of your skull. Day 612 is when all your chakras open up, your third eye bursts open and you ascend into 5D reality. Okay, I'll be honest guys. Lots of people have put videos out there with a NOFAP benefits timeline, and whilst it's true that there's patterns in what people experience and when, which I'll get into in a minute, there's also a great deal of variability. What most people don't mention is that it's different for everyone, and it depends on how much you've been doing it, what age you are, and even what level of health you're at, amongst other factors. The chances are the less you've been doing it and the younger you are and the better health you're in, the sooner the energy is gonna build up and the sooner you'll potentially experience benefits. But also the sooner you'll get frustrated and overwhelmed if you aren't balanced and mindful towards the process. If you're in good health in your young 20s, the energy is likely to build up very fast, and if you avoid becoming frustrated and overwhelmed, you're gonna get a huge boost in energy very quickly, maybe even in a matter of days. If you're in your mid-40s and have been regularly expending sexual energy your whole life and have been drinking beer and eating junk food for most of your life, it's likely to take a lot longer for many of these things to kick in. Maybe a boost in energy won't come for a week or two. This is because our sexual energy and our sexual health dissipate with age and lifestyle factors. So if you want the best NOFAP benefits, you also have to have the best, healthiest habits in other areas of your life, including diet, exercise habits, beliefs about the world, and this depth of presence. But let's say you're someone like me, mid-35s, fairly good health. It might go something like this. Something I often experience is day 1 to 5 is pretty standard. If you've been regularly indulging and it's been draining a lot of your energy, you're going to be coming back to baseline, and it's often the most challenging days for a lot of people. It's like getting escape velocity. You decide that you're going to do this, but the gravity could easily suck you back down to Earth. Get to around day 5 to 7, and you've usually got enough escape velocity, and you're cruising, at least for a bit. Day 5 to 10 is usually when the energy will start to build up in most people. Some people might feel like they're a little bit more driven, a little bit more motivated, more awake, a feeling of vitality. Some people are surprised at the amount of energy they receive. Maybe it's a little overwhelming at first. Maybe they realize where so much of their energy has been hiding all this time. Day 10 to 20 is often about further building on that initial energy build-up. Many people will often start to feel an increased desire to talk to other people, which translates into people feeling more socially confident, which is often a relief for those with social anxiety. And many people will feel the desire to be more creative, to get more work done on their projects or their business, or even go to the gym more. This is often where people can start to feel a lot of anger if it's something they've been covering up through daily masturbation, and you need to be able to hold the space for that. Because the psychological drive for sex has built up a lot after this period of abstinence, but it's no longer just being spent through physical expression, but with the right mindset and depth of presence channeled into other tasks. With someone who's conscious about how they're acting in the world, that energy can be channeled into their life's mission or purpose through some kind of service-based mission in the world, advancing the human species, raising the collective levels of well-being, or becoming more conscious about how we interact with the world. Day 20 to 30 can often get challenging again. This is when, for the single person, temptation can arise strongly again, and it's when you're going to really need some habits like breathing exercises, sitting meditation, HIIT workouts, yoga, or cold showers to really start, spreading the energy through the body and maintaining psychological balance. Some people feel like they're a bit stronger in the gym, more courageous around activities in general, whether that's taking more courageous action towards their life's mission or talking to people in situations that they'd usually shy away from. Oh, and for those who have done a long NoFap streak or two, leave a comment below telling us your most interesting or weird benefit. Beyond day 30 to 50, people start to feel like more presence. The mind is still there, but many people report that it starts to feel less busy. For people that have really been into porn, maybe some degree of recovery from compulsively scrolling through sites and acting upon these dopamine spikes for hours will take place. Around day 50 to 60, you might feel as if you need to sleep less. When I'm retaining a lot of my energy in this area, I often feel like I need to sleep like 5 hours a night. And when you wake up, it's like the energy kicks in within seconds and almost propels you out of bed. And between 60 and 90, people often experience generalized fear, really start to drop a lot. You may become less risk averse, which can be a blessing and a curse, but mostly a blessing as you take more courageous strides towards your goals. Doing the things that you'd usually have massive apprehension around doing without even thinking, like opening up a conversation with a stranger or someone of the opposite gender or the gender you're into, or taking massive action on your business or income so that you can take it up to the next level, or acting on a big change in your life, something that's been lurking around the back of your mind for years, but you've always been fearful to take action on it. Being deep into a long NoFap streak and holding all that sexual energy can be the much needed push for many people in these areas. But as I say, it's different for everyone. This timeline is more of a best guess, and not all, but some people sometimes experience what they call a flat line at almost any point along their journey. Maybe just for a few days or a week or two, a period where they feel just flat with zero libido, or maybe a bit down or a bit edgy. But most people report that it's not long before it wears off and you're back on track. What's important to remember is that it's many factors combined that lead to greater levels of physical and mental well-being. And like I've said in other videos, despite it being an incredible, groundbreaking thing for many, don't treat NoFap like it's going to be this elixir for all your problems or the last solution you need. In order to live a life of peace and fulfillment, we need to attend to other things in our life too, of course, right? Our habits, our beliefs, and the recognition of ourselves at a deeper level. So this concludes the video, but before it's over, here's some information on the Consciousness Revolution program, a private one-to-one coaching program with me to help you go deeper. And if you're someone who knows deep down that you have big dreams around what you want to create in the world, but you're unclear or unconfident or suffer from low self-esteem that's holding you back from taking the action needed to create your dream life, this program is for you. Or if you're a conscious entrepreneur that has had some momentum but has ran into blocks and wants help taking things to the next level, this program is also for you. And so if you visit speaktoalex.com, you'll be taken straight to my scheduler where you can book the free one-to-one with me for us to talk about whether you'll be a good fit for the program. Once there, you'll be asked to fill in a few details and give a bit of detail on exactly what you want to work on in this program, and take a few minutes to write it out. Have a think about what you really want to overcome or what you want in this life so we can dig into it on the call and work on solving your problems. But with that being said, like this video if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth. Peace.